Dear students, today I am explaining about different types of share capital. First, we have to know the meaning of a share. The share capital of a company is divided into number of units of a fixed amount. These units are called as shares or share means a share in share capital of a company. Share capital denotes the amount of capital raised by the issue of share by the company. It is collected through the issue of share and remains with the company till its liquidation. Thus, the term share capital refers to amount of capital raised or to be raised by the company through the issue of share. When you go for different types of preference share, first we have an authorized share capital. Authorized share capital divided into two. One is issued capital and unissued capital. Again, issued capital can be divided into two, subscribed capital and unsubscribed capital. Subscribed capital can be divided into two, called up capital and uncalled up capital. Under called up capital, we have paid up capital and calls in arrears. When you go for uncalled up capital, unreserved capital and reserved capital. So under that authorized capital, it is the maximum amount of capital which a company can collect or raise by selling its share to the general public. Authorized capital is known as nominal capital or registered capital. The capital with which a company is registered is known as its authorized capital. Authorized capital means a maximum amount a company can collect a capital by issue of share from the public. Second one, issued capital. It is a part of authorized capital which is actually issued to the general public. A company will not issue all the share at one time. They will issue only a part of authorized capital. So, the part which is issued by company is called as issued capital. The issued capital can be less than or equal to nominal capital. Normally, it is a part of authorized capital. It will never exceed the authorized capital. Next, unissued capital. I said that only a part of the authorized capital will be issued. Remaining part which is not issued, that capital is called as unissued capital. It is a that part of authorized capital which is not being issued to the general public. Next, subscribed capital. This subscribed capital is a part of issued capital which is actually subscribed by the public. It is a part of issued capital which is actually subscribed by the general public. And then unsubscribed capital. It is a part of issued capital which is not subscribed by the general public. Next, called up capital. It is that part of subscribed capital which is actually paid by the company to pay on share allotted, or it is a part of subscribed capital which is called by the company to collect the money from the shareholder. The amount which is not called on subscribed share, it is called as uncalled up capital. So if the amount, for example, if the company issues some shares of rupees 100 each, means all the 100 each will not be collected. They will collect only 60 or 70 rupees. So the 70 is called up capital, the 30 is uncalled up capital. Paid up capital. It is that part of called up capital which is actually paid by the shareholder. Therefore, it is known as real capital of a company. So, paid up capital means called up capital minus calls in arrears. So, it is a part of called up capital which is actually paid by shareholder. So, called up minus calls in arrears is equal to paid up capital. Calls in arrears means the company had made a call but the shareholders have not paid the call. Unpaid up capital. It is a part of called up capital which is not being paid by the shareholder. Next, reserved capital. Reserved capital is that part of uncalled up capital which is reserved to be called up only at the time of winding up or liquidation of a company. It can be called during the lifetime of a company. So it is to be used only for meeting extraordinary situation such as liquidation, emergency, expansion, etc. The purpose of reserve capital is to meet the interest of the creditor at the time of winding up. This is different classification of share capital.